As President Trump gets ready to meet with British Prime Minister Theresa May later this week, the president has a key ally from the Brexit movement.
Now, I would like to think, in my own little way, that what we did with Brexit was the beginning of what is going to turn out to be a global revolution, and that Trump's victory is a part of that.
Wow, and the crowd roars. Nigel Farage is set to be an unofficial advisor to President Trump, and he's also a Fox News contributor as of this week. And congratulations on both. You're in Britain now. In what way, sir, do you feel as though what you guys did helped Donald Trump do what he did?
I think it was an inspiration. I think the fact about Brexit was that the entire establishment, including nearly all the liberal media, said that Brexit couldn't happen, said that Brexit shouldn't happen, said that Brexit would never happen. And despite all of that, the little guys, the Davids, managed to beat the Goliath. And I think that for Team Trump and for activists that were involved in that campaign, it gave a great inspiration. And it said to voters who thought, you know what, we want change, but it never happens, so what's the point? Well, if it can happen in Britain, maybe it can happen in the USA. And you know what? It did.
You played a part in this election. What will be your role now with the administration?
Well, that remains to be seen. I mean, obviously, I've got some reasonably good contacts within the administration, some people I've known for several years. Unofficially, I am here. I'm an insider, particularly with the European Union. I've been part of that machine of the European Parliament since 1999. We have some major events in Europe that will unfold in 2017. And if I can help with advice and knowledge as to what's going on, I'll be very happy to do so.
Yeah. How would you advise Donald Trump? You mentioned earlier the liberal press over in Great Britain. You've got the liberal press over the last 5 days here. First, the big story was, look at all these members of Congress. They're not going to show up for Donald Trump's the swearing in because some feel he's not the legitimate president. Then you got the thing with the statue, Winston Churchill, your guy. And then we got the thing with the count of people at the inaugural. And today we've got this watchdog group suing Donald Trump over the emoluments clause. And that's what everybody is covering. So your advice to Donald Trump regarding the media would be?
I know that they've been attacking the media. I frankly think what will happen is the Trump administration have got so much to do that perhaps what they need to start doing is what increasingly the viewing public are doing, and that is just ignoring them. These organisations who effectively behave like political players themselves, and actually the people are interchangeable, aren't they? And they're losing audience share, they're declining, and they will go on declining, because what they're showing with their behaviour towards Trump, and let's face it, today is his first full day in the job, and the kind of negative stories they're running, they're showing they're bad losers, they don't respect the democratic process, and fair-minded people will stop watching those channels, in my opinion.
Right, and thankfully most people in America chose to watch Fox News for the inauguration coverage. Meanwhile, Theresa May...
Of course, obviously.
Because you work here. Yeah. Prime Minister Theresa May weighed in on Donald Trump's inauguration. Here's what she said.
I think his inauguration speech had a very clear message to it, which is the message that he gave during his campaign about putting America first. But if you think about it, any leader, any government, as we do here in the United Kingdom, when we look at any issue, we ensure that we're putting UK's interests and the interests of British people first.
So some will interpret in America first as the heck with you world. She says, I understand what he's getting at. Do you?
Oh, completely. And I mean, look, he also in the speech talked about old alliances being reforged. Now, there's a very old alliance between our two countries, a very important alliance, an alliance without which we wouldn't have had a free world after 1945. So we've done some great things together in the past. It's very sad that Obama quite willfully trashed that relationship, and what is going to happen at the end of this week is the first global leader as president that Trump will meet is Theresa May, and I think this is very good news for both of our countries. The fact that you put your own country first is surely logical common sense. You put your own family first. But that doesn't mean you can't cooperate with the next door neighbours and do things to mutual benefit.
Well, the British are coming. The British are coming Friday to D.C. All right, Nigel.
Thank you, Nigel.